It is time for big brains, like me and you, alright? Vegapunk is the biggest brain. If you know the show, you know what I'm talking about. Vegapunk, if you don't know this leader, it is very, very different to say the least. This leader cannot attack. It has 2 life, and it's yellow with triggers, and that's all we do. Once per turn, tap 1 Dawn, place 1 cost 5 or less egghead in play, or on the top of your life, face up. So basically, we use that to our advantage of either gaining life when we need it, or playing out bodies that are 5 cost for only 1 Dawn. Now, you get a lot of advantage from this very early, but you lose hand size. So here we are with the deck profile. There has been an amazing list that's ran around from a local or a recent winner with this deck. It goes really well in the meta right now, honestly. I tweaked it a little bit. I'll tell you the tweaks. I'll tell you what they did, but here's the list. Let's start with Atlas. Atlas is just amazing. I really thought this card was I thought this card was overrated until I played the deck a lot. And now that I've seen it, if you have lower life than your opponent, this card cannot be KO'd. This pairs well with our stage, which we'll learn later, just stands one of our egghead if we have 3 or less life. And this card is amazing in those moments, because you can stand one of your characters, leave this rested, and they can't kill it, so they have to swing your life, give you triggers. It's amazing. It pops so much, it works so well, and a lot of people don't understand the effect, so at locals they might even mess up. If it's a small tournament, you can give it to them. But if it's something serious, oh well, that's on you. Edison is an amazing 2k counter. If you have 2 or less life, draw 2 cards, trash 2 cards with the trigger, play this card if your leader is Vegapunk. Atlas has the same trigger, just play this card if your leader is Vegapunk. So that you can see what goes on here. So you either put it in your life to play it when they hit you, or you just play it out for free. So awesome to have some filter in the deck with Edison here and a 2k counter. Shaka is our blocker. All he does is block, but he's a 5 cost 6k with blocker that just plays himself if he's in your life. So technically he's 2 life, because if you put him in your life and then he pops and then you block, so if your opponent has 2 swings and this is your only life, you still win as long as they don't have removal. And if they have to use removal, most of the time you can counter out. So there's some cool stuff there. Then you got Pythagoras. This card is a 3 of. It's okay. That's the best way to put it. This card paired with Atlas in the stage is amazing, because it forces your opponent to either remove this and give you another body and then try to remove that body, or anything like that. It goes just great with the stage in general, because you can leave Atlas rested, leave this rested, and put Shaka active after you swing with your blocker. That's amazing. And you can put 1 Dawn on them for 7k, as many of these characters are, as Atlas and Shaka and a few others. We'll get into Frankie. Frankie's a 2k counter. Just draw 1, play this card if you have 1 or less life. A draw 1's always amazing, especially when you're looking for certain things, but most of the time you'll put it in your life when you only have 1. You get to draw a card and play a body. That's amazing for hand advantage. Monkey D. Luffy. Everyone knows this card because Blackula Luffy. Main, you may trash this card. If you have 2 or less life, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 4 lower characters, then draw 1 card. That card's amazing. It's great for removal right now, especially into mini decks like Doflamingo, getting into Lucci with Rebecca. It's amazing just to get rid of bodies you just need gone. So if you play this out first turn, and they play something out for 2 Dawn, or on their 3 Dawn, or whatever, if you play this going second, you can get the swing in, and then get rid of their body. So it forces them to not want to play body, just swing your life heavy, and then you use the trigger, and then you put something on the top of your life. Oh my gosh, it's just so amazing. Lilith is our no counter searcher. This card is amazing though, because it's a 3 cost 5k. The stat line there is perfection. Play this card if your leader's Vegapunk, as always. This Luffy is one that does not play itself, just KOs. It uses its effect, basically, and you don't draw a card. But it's still great to pop something, especially in those late games with Lucci, or with Flamingo, just popping one of their bodies when you need to. It's amazing. Lilith, like I said, if your leader's Vegapunk plays a card, look at the top 5, grab an egghead type. Very simple, but the 3 cost 5k is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss on that one. Bonnie is our other 3 drop. 3 drops are very important in this, because you'll have weird situations where you'll have 4 Dawn or something like that, where if you're only playing 5s in your hand, it gets kind of weird. So in your 5 Dawn turn, you can only play a 5 cost character, or play a 5 cost with your leader ability, and then have 4 Dawn left over. So that's where something like Bonnie comes in, where you put 1 Dawn on it once per turn. When your opponent loses a life, draw 2, trash 1. The filter there is insane, and you go +1, especially if they can't remove it, or you get 3 of them on board like I have before. I'm telling you, this card is a must-have in the deck. Super cheap. This deck altogether is really, really cheap, actually. So if you want a cheap, convenient way to play the game, this is how you do it. Nami is going to get rid of any of the 5 drops, the Sabos after the turn they're played, and all that good jazz. Trash 1 card with trigger from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 5 or less cost, and then, if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So you get to choose which trigger you discard, and then draw a random card from the top, which is very, very nice, especially in situations where you need it. We play this as a one-of. It helps with the Black-Yellow Luffy matchup. Not that we have the hardest time into it, but sometimes you just need unblockable, and this card's amazing. I put this in here as a tech option for myself. I like having more triggers out of life, and I was realizing that I wasn't getting that as much as I'd like with the original deck list, with just a few little tweaks that I made. So I really, really like this card. I think it's really, really good. So again, I definitely think this is a 1, maybe 2 of in most decks if you want to, or none. Honestly, you could just bump up your Atlases instead, or Pythagoras, whatever you want. But I think this card's good just to have a different option, especially that it's searchable. So really up to you on that one. We play S-Snake as a 3 of. This card is really effective and sometimes really not. It really depends on your matchup, honestly, more than anything. Like, late game with Marco doesn't touch anything. Like, late game with a lot of decks nowadays doesn't touch anything. So it's okay, and then it's also really, really good. So it's really good as a 3 of. Sometimes it's just best to discard with Nami and just call it a day. That's honestly just how I feel about it at this point. We have Ace. This is just a great rusher. 5 cost 7k. If you have 2 or less life, this card gains rush. It's perfect for this deck because usually we always want to stay 2 or less life. Sometimes we want to stack up, especially late game. But late game, they're going to swing into us. We play this for 5, and then we play one of these for 1 and KO their blocker and then go for game. And then we still have 4 on, 11k to face. Hopefully that gets it. If not, meh, what can you do? 6-drop Linlen. This card is a new card from the Katakuri list. They had this as a 4 of in the deck. I find this card very difficult in some matchups to use proficiently, especially when you're wanting to spam bodies to keep up with theirs. It really helps with hand advantage, so you may trash 1 card from your hand. Your opponent chooses to discard 2 cards or trash the top card of their life. It's different from 7-Mom, like other people have said, where 7-Mom, sometimes it's great to have them do one or the other, but then they choose the alternative option, and it's not great for you. Sometimes you don't want to gain life. You have certain things, your 2-cost stage that has 3 or less life, you can do it, or if you have a Luffy on field, you can't do anything about that, so you're just cooked at that point. This only affects them. They have to choose, and it puts a lot more pressure. 6-drop 7k, you can play it earlier on a 7-Dawn curve. Going first is an amazing thing for this deck. You can go either way, but I really like going first. This is really good on your 7-drop turn. You really want to play it on curve. After that, it loses a lot of its effect, as you've probably heard from other people say that. I play this as a 1 of. The other guy was playing as a 2 of. I think 3 with Lilith and 1 with this is very, very good. I just found this card to be dead in my hand so many times, unless it's late game. And if it's late game, I already have all the pieces I want usually, especially for a good player. I think this card is good if you don't know the deck very well. You might want it as a 2, 3 of. But I really see this as a 1 of. The guy was running it as a 2 of. Look at the top 5 cards. Add 1 Egghead type. Can't play it on your first on turn because you want to play a body aggressively most of the time, unless you just really get screwed up. And then most of the time, you wouldn't even have this card if you really, really get screwed up from your hand, even if you mulligan. I just think in situations like this, if you go to 3 on, maybe it works because you can go 7 with your 6k power, use leader effect, and play this. But again, it's only if you go first. It makes us really want to go into that curve, and we need to break away from that a little bit. We can always play the second curve. It doesn't really matter to us, honestly, but I think this card's just okay. Rayquaza, or Please Save Me, whatever you want to call it. If you have 2 or less life, give up to one of your leader characters plus 3,000 power during this battle. This card is amazing because you can use it for that effect. It just does what it reads. It's super simple, easy to use, but also the trigger effect. If you have 2 or less life, give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 3,000 during this battle. That's really, really good. So if we need a Shaka, we got Shaka. If we need Nami, we got Nami. If we need to find some more cards, we got Lilith. If we need filter our hand, we got Bison. If we need to stop an attack, we got S-Snake and not want to discard a card for Nami. We got Bonnie if we want more hand advantage. We got Luffy if we want to kill something by the end of their turn because they do their swings first, and then we want to kill stuff after that they're playing out, especially like a Doflamingo. There's so much with this card, and so this is very, very important. You can play it as a 4 of. Sometimes 4 is too much. Sometimes you'll have the extra Dawn to really use the effect. Most of the time you're going to stack it up on life, but just sometimes you really need that counter, especially in this deck. So I find this card very, very good. Your opponent has to play around it with that extra K, so super, super nice. And then finally we get to the stage that I've been talking about. I think this card is the MVP. I will be the one to say the hot take and say this card is MVP all the way. A lot of people, when I told them, I was like, this card's actually kind of interesting, especially in a deck where you only get bodies on the board, and then if they swing into them, you kind of lose them. This could have a place. And so many people hated on that idea because I was playing Vegapunk when he came out. That was the first leader I really picked up. And then now I've played the game every single day, at least 3 hours a day. So I'm very, very addicted, and I've gotten very, very good. So not to say I'm like a new guy or anything, but I have gotten deep dived into this game, so I love it so much. I've been ripping it since OPO 1. Anyways, that's enough about me. If you have 3 or less life, set up to one of your cost 5 or lower egghead types as active. All of them say 5 or lower. That makes me wonder if they're ever going to make a higher cost character for the egghead type. Right now we have the OPO 9 Sanji, which add 1 card to the top of your life, then discard 2 cards. This is alright. Doesn't really do anything unless you can really stack it and guarantee anything. I almost guaranteed a trigger in this, but still, it's not there, and you have to discard 2 cards. You have a low hand advantage. Anyways, this will never find a place in the deck if you want my honest opinion. And then there's this one, the Brook. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent discards 2 cards. Your opponent will always play around this if they know it's there. This is good if they don't see it, but honestly, I just don't see it happening in any fashion where they're going to want to play into it. They're going to play their cards out and just pass turn at that point because they don't want to have to discard 2 cards. Or if their hand is at 6, maybe they'll play 2 bodies instead or whatever. It's easy to play around. Neither of these cards are going to do anything in OPO 9. The deck is very good where it's at. There are some good yellow cards that will come out, I'm sure, in OPO 10, but we'll really just have to see what happens. I think Vegapunk is very, very good, very underrated, and I definitely want you to see him in this meta. Finally, before we get into the games, subscribe, all that good jazz. If you're having mental health issues, reach out to somebody. You are an amazing person, you deserve a smile, and I hope you're having a great time. Enjoy the video, and let's have some fun with the big brain. Alright, let's start with some Marco here against this person. 1 Dawn, if you don't know, activate main, draw 1 card, place 1 card on the bottom, and then give one of your characters minus 2k. This deck, we need the stage because they can really destroy our bodies. Simply just giving a 5 or 6k minus 2, and then he's a 6k body because he has the 1 Dawn. It's very difficult to play around. Honestly, there's a lot you can do with it. We don't see the stage here, and this removal is not amazing in this matchup. We can use it early game, but I honestly think we want a mulligan here. This is not much better. Having 3 2Ks is not really what we want. We'll start off with just playing Bonnie, I feel like is the best, because even if we play Pythagoras, it doesn't do anything. Maybe actually deploy a card. Let's go Edison. That really actually really helped. Holy cow. I think we should get our Pythagoras for now, and I don't want to get rid of Bonnie, but it's super easy for them to remove, so I might just get rid of Bonnie, honestly. I didn't want to, but it's the best move. I really love our bodies being 4 cost 5k, 5 cost 6k. That's just amazing in the matchups and such, so he gets to stack top 5, gets to choose what he draws with leader effect in the future, and he's obviously going to swing our life for 5. We don't need to take the trigger here. We could be greedy and just take it. Honestly, I don't think we need it. I would really like to play out this Lilith and search out our... Hold up, let's counter. 2k, call it a day. Easy peasy, no steezy. We're going to play out this Lilith and then see if we can find our stage. We do not find the stage here. We can't search our own Lilith here, but a Shaka is always nice. We could have done that differently just because play out for 3, but I kind of misplayed there, I'm not going to lie. I would have rather have done that, but I didn't really think about it. The actions just start moving. We swing in for 8. He's going to easily remove this body next turn, honestly, so we're just going to let him go. We're not going to counter out of anything because he's going to give it minus 2k. And then swing probably 4 and then 6. We're not going to even give him the 4. We're going to take the life and call it a day. We have 2 2K counters, which does not happen too much in this deck. I think we only run 8. So, but it still works. Honestly, guys, if you don't like to counter out, this deck is your deck. This is what you need. I really wonder if he'll give me the Doflamingo blocker, if he'll swing the 4K into the Edison to see what I'll do. Because that gives him 2 swings, 1 into life, but he may just swing leader into it and keep up the blocker. Not that he's at a point where he's really going to die. And then it would take the hit to his life. But, hey, sheesh, kid killer. Hey, that is an option, brother. 6 to life. Like I said, I think we take here. And then you see what I'm saying. No trigger from that. That is not a good sign. I don't like that at all. But what can you do? So, we know we need the Nami effect. We have 7 in hand, which really sucks. So, I think 5 and 1. Let's swing 5 here first and see what he does. He's obviously going to counter out, but we need to remove these bodies. We could have killed the blocker first, but then he's just going to... He doesn't want to counter. He would have countered, though, if we would have killed the blocker, so I do like this more. There's not really a way, so we're going to add to the top of our life the Shaka. Like I said, that gives us 2 life, basically. We have 6 in hand, so we won't get Nami effect, but sometimes you just gotta live with it. So we'll get rid of Atlas. I don't think we need 2 2Ks. I'm greedy. I can say it. He's just going to Marco effect, swing into this. He's got 7 Dawn. He could always just play the Newgate and then swing 5. Yup. So it looks like he's just going to Newgate, kill Nami, leader, kill Lilith with swing. We're obviously going to just take that, but we can really stack up resources here. This is not going in our way, and I think it was just from that early play with the Lilith, because we could have played out 2 bodies that turn instead. Definitely a misplay on my part. He misplayed on his part, actually. I don't know why he did that. Hey, we'll take it. Use the trigger, get out a Shaka. We now have a blocker on the field, which is always going to be good. And we have Rayquaza, so we can add this to the top of our life, so we know that's going to be 1 Dawn. That gives us 7 here. 7 here. We need a 5-drop. We could 5-drop Ace. Start burning some cards from his hand, so 5-drop Ace leaves us 2. We swing 2 with Shaka, 1 for leader, 5 for Ace. Let's go 5 to life and see what he does. If he takes, we'll go a lot more aggressively into life here, forcing him to counter out, because the Nugate, I don't really think we're going to remove it right now. In case you're wondering, that's why we're swinging with the Shaka. I expect him to just kill it with the Nugate and the leader ability next turn on 8 Dawn. He could always just pop a Rayleigh and a leader effect here, which would also not be great, but at the end of the day, that's why we're swinging with our blocker. A lot of people would say, why are you doing that? A lot of people don't know how to swing their blocker, so see right there, he gets the perfect trigger with the Sanji's Peel-Off. Not my favorite thing, but we do know we will add this to the top of our life. And then again, we have 7. We're playing this for 5. So I think we go 1 here. We'll swing 7 to life, because again, he's just going to remove it. This gives us 5 to play this. We'll swing 8 into Nugate, depending on how his hand looks. Because we do know that he blocked out earlier, which was kind of weird, especially knowing that we run removal. So it makes me feel like he doesn't have a ton of counter, but he just takes. Hey, if you just want to take, I'm going to push you down. It is not scaring me. Now you have to counter out. Give me 2 2Ks. He takes again. So he's expecting to somehow remove our whole board here, which makes me think there's a Rayleigh coming because our leader can't swing, and that is the biggest thing. So now is when you start stacking up life, and that's the best part of it. We can't use the Lin effect anymore because he'll just choose to trash his life, and that won't do anything. That's why I tell you, Lin is great in situations, and it's the worst in situations. Right now, it's just to discard 1 card for us. That's not good. A 6-drop 7K, it's not very great. Really easy to remove with leader and Nugate. Not the best option. Honestly, what I think would make Vegapunk is a Vegapunk or Egghead Rush type. If I could get some rushers on the board, that would be insane. I think that would make him above everybody else. So he'll Nugate here, probably. Ooh, double Nugate. Ooh, wowza. So then he'll Nugate the Ace, and then he's going to swing into this. But we could also just be lazy here. We could counter out and then go all the way into life. But he has 10 cards in hand. Let's be honest. He's got to have the counter. But we could really push him out of some cards. Let's go crazy mode. We have 10 Dawn. We're swinging 16 into life. Call it a day. Super simple. Super easy. And let's just hope. We can honestly go 9 and then go 14. We knew we were going into life. If we would have gone 14, would we have won? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would have won. Let's rematch here. Ready for a rematch? Alright, we're taking on Marco here today. Let's see how we do. We start with the stage, which is very important in this matchup, in my opinion. The best part about this is going second, we can deploy a card, which is sweet. Always good. I love deploying cards. We're actually going to put out the Shaka. A lot of people would say maybe save it, but Pythagoras doesn't do anything right now on KO. He's obviously going to try to KO it. And then we've got the Nami, which is always going to be good, especially at 5 cards in hand. So next turn, we'll be able to draw 1. He's going to swing 5 into life. We can just block it, which is super cool. So no reason to even swing, if you have my opinion. But you never know. Your opponent might mess up. So always take the swing. You never know. Block. Call it a day. Super simple. Super to the point. Hey, Luna. So to get to 5 cards in hand, we play the Egghead first. All right. We then deploy a card, which is going to be Nami. We're going to get rid of Pythagoras because it doesn't do much right now. Kill this, draw a card, and then we're going to swing 7 into life. We don't have to swing life. We saw he can gain a lot of cards in hand. We're crazy about it. He's going to kill it anyways. He could Seaquake, whatever. Seaquake would only hit Nami, actually, so it doesn't really matter. I think hitting some life early, really going to be good against Marco. He hits that? Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Egghead. I kind of blanked on that one, guys, not going to lie. So I get to set it as active. Might as well take the swing because it's free. I really almost didn't, but hey, it is what it is. Sanji's Peel-Off in life. Kind of crazy. Kooky. Don't really enjoy it. So it is what it is, though. What can you do? Oh, I'm in the wrong... Whoops. There we go. I'm in the right spot now. All right, let's get back to it. I was in the wrong spot for the games. Sorry about that. I am now in the correct spot. I forgot to transition my little window thing. We'll take this one because leader is only going to be 6. So if he swings 6, I can counter out of 6. So use trigger, KO, super simple, easy. I like it. Easy to get rid of that. And he does not want to swing us to life again. What a goofy goo about rock. So we don't want to play this on 6. We could always play it on 6, but I think it'd be better to play on 8. 8, honestly. So I really would like to see some filter here. We get the Lilith that we've been looking for, and we will trash this, and we will trash one of these. We are going to deploy a card or add to top of life. I think we can add Lilith to the top of our life. I don't think we need more cards on the field. And then we can just swing 5. He's going to try to clear our board next turn, so we're kind of safe in our life. I guess we could have just gone for the Lilith, but if he plays a rush body, we're kind of cooked. I don't really feel like getting cooked today, so 5, 7. He probably just takes here. We pass turn and stand Shaka back up as active. Easy peasy. But you can see the aggression we can put on. When he has 0 bodies on board, we have 3. And we're calling it a day. Easy. Light work. No reaction. Don't even understand what's going on. He's going to have to lower down the Shaka probably. But I don't see us really countering out anyways. So he does that. 6 Dawn. What do you play? Ace? 5-drop ace? Ooh, Fire Fist. I like the way you think. I like the way you cook. See, this is why we had to play around the way we did. Because we didn't do that. It would have been probably not good. So we'll get to search top 5 here. I would not mind having a Bonnie on the board whenever we play the Lin, especially if he chooses to trash a life, or it forces him almost to discard 2 cards. And I kind of like that. Am I greedy? Because we have less life, but not for long. Yeah, I'm greedy. I think that's good play. I like that a lot. So we can play this out for 1. This is going crazy mode, I'm not going to lie. So that's exactly what I meant to do, actually. So we are going to swing 5 to life, isn't it? We're going to see if we can get this effect first before we start really putting bodies on the board. Let's see if we even get this effect. He could have played the ace last turn, but he wanted to play the Fire Fist. That's fair. Draw 2, trash 1, so we get another Lilith. That's super cool. I want to keep the Nami, and I think the Lin has no effect at this point. He's already almost down to 1, and then we're going to add to top of life, Lilith again. Easy peasy. And then we will stand up Edison. I want to stand up Edison to get a 3-drop in our grave in case we do get a Pythagoras. Lilith being in the grave is not bad. Rayquaza or Please Save Me would be amazing too, just to get Lilith back. We already have an Edison. No, we don't have an Edison. We already have some stuff in there. Call it a day. Easy. We have 6k counter. We have 2 life, so we have to play 2 rushers and hit both. With 2 rushers probably being Kid Killers, so that's 7, 7, 8. Well, it'd be 5, 7, 7, 8. We can take 5, 7, and then counter out of 8. Super easy. But he could always play Rayleigh instead. That's not fun. This is where our Nami really loses her effect, is the late game into Marcos and such. Doflamingo, obviously it's an amazing card, but into this, minus 4k to a 1k, and that kind of sucks. Now we're cooking up here, though, I'm not going to lie to you. So we are going to play out this, and actually play it out this time. We are going to swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 into life, take a life. I'm crazy like that. I get to stand that back as active and put Rayquaza in. We're really, really safe here, honestly. So unless you have much removal, we get to draw 2, trash 1. We'll trash Lilith. I don't think we need 2 Liliths. We get the Lilith from grave, or we can get the Shaka if we need it. I don't think we need 2 Liliths. And then draw 2, trash 1. This isn't going to do anything right now, but now we have a ton of counter. Add a top of life, Rayquaza, and now we're sitting here with more counter than we started with, and we get all our bodies active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7k counter. Would Dragon win him the game? 8, 8, 9. No, there's no way to win the game at this point. So he has to clear our board here. He could play 2 of those. He could play 3 of those. But what he doesn't know is that we just win on the clapback, honestly. He didn't play any blockers. He doesn't have any removal for this turn. So 6 we can take. Use trigger. And we'll play out Lilith because we don't need to play out Shaka. We could play out Shaka. Or we can play this out. Stop this from attacking. It guarantees the game, but he's going to still swing anyways. Use trigger. We get to grab from the top. We'll grab another 2k. Why not? Get the counter. But it doesn't matter because we just come in here. So we just go 7s across the board, and that's game. Opponent concedes. Easy peasy. I think this might have been the better play than 2 rushers. It made it at least more difficult. I really don't know. They didn't really have a way out there. The aggression was just too much with our big brain. Purple Luffy. This will be a really good deck to go aggro against. It's going to be hard to get rid of those 7 drops, but we can get rid of the Sangoros pretty easily with Nami. We can get rid of a lot of the 4 costs like the Zoro. We don't have too many. They can Usohachi our blockers, which you have to play around. So with all this removal in hand for the early game, I think we just keep, honestly. I think we play out the Luffy, have that early pressure. The Luffy is hard to play out early. I think we go with Pythagoras actually first. Next turn we can Luffy because I think that's the best bet, especially with all these Namis in our hand. I think we deploy Pythagoras first because now we can choose to ditch this if we need to for our Nami effect, which would be very, very good for us. They get the curve they want. They'll play the 4-drop here. We can easily remove it next turn and then swing 8 into life, which is always going to be good. Do we want to take this? I think so. I think just for the trigger. Draw 1. Oh, we want that for the trigger. That's amazing. Perfect trigger off the top of life. I almost feel like our opponent just concedes there. Holy cow. Obviously, we'll be able to remove that easily. They're going to swing our life again. We'll just play this out, and we're going to start burning cards from their hand. So deploy this, trash, KO, draw 1. Oh my gosh, our hand is stacking up nicely. So we're going to put 1 here. We're going to swing 7 and 7. We put Pythagoras first. Probably should have put Frankie first, but you use less Dawn investment first. That's what I'm getting used to. Just because in a later game, less Dawn investment's better. So if you're going to swing 9 with a 5k body, it always depends on what you're playing, though, because the triggers are they'll just kill you. Like if you're playing against someone who plays Banish Nami, and it pops out of life, and it just kills your 5-drop because you wanted to swing the bigger body first, even though you're going to put more Dawn, less Dawn investment. But that also lets you play around that. So if you have blockers in hand, you can play those kind of ways. So there's always the different sides to it. Let's see what they ditched. They ditched Zoro Joro, which tells me why would they do that? They must really want to keep some certain things. We will get to force out a life here. And then he's more than likely going to swing our bodies. He's going to 7 Dawn. So he doesn't have any rushers yet because we're not in OPO9. So we don't have to worry about 7-drop Sanji. Not that if we even had a blocker it would do anything. I'm really, really excited that we get to do the Nami effect next. Or we can play S-Snake and just stop the attack. There's so many options here. I think we're greedy. We take the 2k counter. We really want the Nami effect to go off next turn anyways. So let's go into 6 Dawn. We can play a 5-drop and then use Nami effect, especially if he does do something crazy. He does kind of what we expected. So we can leader effect and then play out Nami, but we'll still have 7 cards. We won't get the effect, honestly, which kind of sucks. But I do like where we're at. We're going to get rid of this first. So we're going to just play out Nami. We're going to ditch we'll ditch a Bonnie. They're going to counter out of life aggressively anyways. And then we're going to add the top of life. We're going to add, I think we do S-Snake. I like S-Snake just because it guarantees that you can cop off, get some more bodies on the board. These all do not have effects to play themselves, which kind of sucks. Weirdly added up there. But hey, we got lucky with the Frankie trigger. I don't really care. I can't be one to complain. They're going to have to counter out here. Probably take this next one. Yep. So that's kind of what we expected. They're going to swing into our bodies. We have 3k counter, but I think we can let one go, especially because we're starting to stack up our life. They're going to 8 Dawn. They can't, if they play 9-drop Big Mom and put something into life, fine, do your thing. But I doubt they would. We'll let this go. They're going to play Luffy Taro. Yep, just as we expected, which is not Luffy, which means technically if it was a 6-drop or lower, we could kill it. The nice thing here, 1, boom, boom, draw a card. We get Shaka, which we're going to add to the top of our life. So we know we're going to swing, 6 and then 7. And then we're going to add Shaka to the top of our life. Or we could deploy it and really save our bodies, but I think it's better just to go life for right now. We don't have any effects really stopping us other than the Monkey D. Luffy. So if they play a 4-drop, maybe it's better to deploy at this point, actually. Let's deploy, because he doesn't have any rushers. We have a good amount of counter, and we'll have a blocker on board. I don't want to stack up too much life in case they play a 4-drop blocker. That is the biggest thing here, because I expect them to play blockers. Probably a Queen and a Nami. Have to at this point. They're put into a place where there's not much you can do. I think we counter out of this one. Super easy, simple, to the point. And then if he wants to swing Luffy Taro, sure, you got it. Here, they didn't want us to get another body on board from the effect, which would have been Frankie. So that's why they didn't swing Pythagoras, in case you were wondering why they did not take out the bigger body, especially knowing we weren't going to counter out of that one. 9-drop Kaido, I don't care for that too much, but again, he's going to swing the body. Either way, we develop something on board, and then I think it's just game, because we do have a rusher in hand. So if he swings our life, we get a body. If he swings this, we still get a body. We're going to take the Frankie. Frankie's just the better option, so the beauty here is we can go 7 first. You'll see how we cook here. 7, he's got to be able to counter out. If not, we just stack everything on Nami. If he does counter out, see? Super simple, to the point. That's just game at that point. Just simple math. 13k. So 2, 2, 2, he still loses. So we knew it wasn't all 2ks because he was having a difficult time finding them, but he wants to run it back, we'll run it back. And we run it back. Super simple, easy, perfect cut. I think we keep this hand. We have the Lilith, we have the Nami, we have the Bonnie. I really like that. And we have the Lin Lin, which really affects this deck. I think it's very strong against Purple Luffy. This is one of the matchups where you do want to find this card, just not find it in your life. So we will start with deploying a card, which will be Lilith. Lilith will let us look at the top 5. We'll grab Egghead, and we'll pass turn over. The reason we grab this is because we're going to 3 Dawn. So on 3 Dawn, now we can play this, and we can play a body on the board. which our body on the board will be Pythagoras because we're about to swing with our Lilith for 5. So swinging the Lilith for 5 is very nice. He's going to just take. I doubt he counters out here because he's not using leader ability, but hey, maybe he does because it's a freebie. We'll play this, and then we're going to play Pythagoras, just like I said. Deploy a card, play this, pass, play this as active. Super simple. Now they got to swing our life, which is always going to be great. And we're going to be going to 5 Dawn. So a 5k swing, I think we just take. He can push himself to 5 and play a queen, but we have the Nami. So if he pushes himself to 5, we're J chilling. Whatever he wants to do, he may choose just not to swing us at all. Hey, that's fair, King. Do your thing. I think he's going to be upset whenever we get this Nami trigger. The only issue with Nami right now is we can't discard the Linlin, so the Linlin's going to have to discard the Linlin. Because we don't need 2 Linlins, I'll tell you that. I think he'll choose to trash his life, though, with how he's playing. I think they're trying to learn how to play this matchup, because it is important, honestly. So we'll take. And that's the issue with this deck, is when you keep having that happen. With 6 cards in hand, we may just play this out, because they're going to 8. That'll be 7. They might not even swing with it anyways, but I think this would be the better option. Nothing here plays itself, which kind of does suck. So we're kind of cooked in that front. We definitely need to just deploy a body, not gain any life. And then we'll play this for 3, put 1 here. We're going to swing 5. And then we're going to swing 6. We're going to stay on the 6 as active because we don't want him swinging this body. But I would love a draw 2, trash 1. I would love it. Please. You're a jerk. We're going to stay on this guy's active. Again, we don't want him swinging this because if he swings this and kills it, it doesn't do anything. Lilith, we want to die so that when we play Pythagoras, we get the Pythagoras effect. Because playing out Lilith is amazing. Just get to draw a card. And it's from the top 5, so you get to choose what you draw. They're going to swing our life. That's totally fine with me. We'll use the trigger, grab a Shaka. Easy peasy, light work, as some might say. Kind of wild to me that that's what they chose to do. But hey, to each their own. Here we definitely need to gain a life, obviously, if you could not tell. So I think we start with a 5k swing with Lilith. We're going to replace Lilith just because we can. And then we really need to just get rid of these Linlin. So we're going to play this, replace it, so that now his effect is active. We're going to discard one of the other ones. He's not going to know there's a different one in there anyways, so it is what it is. We'll put Nami in the top so we can kill one of these guys. Super simple, to the point, easy peasy. He's going to swing our bodies anyways, I'm expecting at least. The nice thing is we can swing 6, 6, and 6 because we get to stand this back as active. And then we will add this to the top of our life. At the top of life, Nami, pass turn, get the blocker. I'm not going to lie to you guys about us being in a tough spot, especially if you just math correctly here. It really depends on what you want to do. He has a 10 drop, which he could purple Luffy, 10 drop Luffy would really kill us. That'd just be game at that point. We don't have much counter, which kind of does suck, but I think we take the Nami trigger pretty quick. So he wants to spread the Dawn. I think he doesn't understand that he's lost. Maybe he does understand that he's lost. So he'll swing this, we'll take, we'll use the Nami trigger, kill the Sangoro, block the leader effect, and then just win the game. I think he sees it now. No matter what you swing with, you're cooked. At least the Sangoro will let you draw a card, so you should have swung the Sangoro first. But 3 Dawn on both, it doesn't really matter. They just split 9, 9, and 15. They understood they lost, even with all the counter. So GG's my opponent. We're going to go on to the next one. I hope you're seeing this is just how the game wins. Let's play Lucci. Let's see how this goes. I really hate this deck. I hate the matchup. I just hate the game. Anytime I play, let's mulligan there. I don't think those are bodies we really need. Atlas doesn't do too much, but it's a good body just to deploy. So we're going to deploy Atlas and call it a day. Get some early aggression. Basically, we get 1 swing just like they would get 1 swing, but ours is a 6k, so that's always nice. I would really like to see a Lilith, but it's really easy for them to kill the Lilith, which really sucks. The body doesn't have much effect except for the turn it's played. If you can't tell, I've been playing this deck like crazy, learning all the matchups, trying to find the best information I can for you guys. Super simple spawn and play. Kind of what you expect. They grab a Rob Lucci. 4 drop, so we know they have that in hand. What do they put in trash? A Tempest Kick and an Ice Age, which does cuck. Here's the part where this card comes in clutch. Early in the game, when we have nothing, we know what we want to play. So I think we grab this and we hold it in hand. Obviously, just a good idea. And then I'm going to do something that might amaze you guys. We're going to swing 7 in life. Wow, not expected there. That was the one time this card's actually been clutch for me. Not going to lie to you guys. And then we're going to deploy a card. We're actually going to deploy S-Snake. And the reason why is because a lot of times on their second turn, they just want to swing 6 and 5. I don't want that right now. I would not like to see that. So it forces them to go like 9 or play a 4-drop body. And usually they don't want to play Rebecca with nothing in trash. You see it all the time with Lucci. It's one of the biggest things. So S-Snake is really good in this early game. And I know that might surprise a lot of people, but we have a good amount of counter, 4K counter, better than usual for Vegapunk. And I want them to swing our life, but if you want to swing my Atlas, hey, you got it. I'm not gonna lie to you, you got it. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna be mad. Obviously, the reason I'm saying that is because it can't be KO'd by battle because they have 4 life. They do have 8 cards in hand. Lucci has so much advantage in this game. Just card advantage in general really upsets me. If they play Rebecca, we just kill it. If they play Lucci just to have a body on board, we kill it. So I'm really not scared. I'm not scared at all. I'm actually really happy with where we're at in the game. They don't really have any removal right now. They could Ice Age and then Brook, but I don't think that's really worth it. I don't think they have much to do here to KO anything. Obviously, Lucci's just take a while because Lucci, also big brain. I just don't like Lucci because the play lines are just so long and really tedious. Not my play style. I love control builds. It's super fun to play control, but just I'd rather play Marco or something more fun like that. It's just not fun for me, honestly. I don't enjoy it. The matchups just take way too long, and I just hate Lucci. I think you can tell. Lucci is just the deck I could never beat at locals, so I'm really learning to beat that deck with an aggro deck like this. We already have 10k worth of Dawn on the field on only 3 Dawn. We've only had 4 Dawn total, so we're up 6 right now. This is a nasty parlay. Honestly, that's the best thing to call it right now. We are on a nasty parlay. 5 to life we're going to take. 9 to life we're definitely going to just take. I think he was trying to figure out what Atlas did, so take, no trigger. I don't think we used the Nami trigger on a damn Spondum. I think that's just a waste. So we'll really see what we can do here. I think we're going to force them to counter by playing the Bonnie next turn and then swinging. Because like, Shaka can go to the top of the life for 1, 3 for this, 1 to it, and then 2 2Ks out of hand. Sounds really nice to me. So that's exactly what we'll do. The only issue is if they take the life and they get the trigger they need to KO with 3 costs or lower, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be pissed. So I'm letting you know that now. If this is what happens, I'm going to be angry. Because every single time I play a Lucci, there's always something to kill my Bonnie. The turn it's played. It's always a trigger out of life, and it always sucks butt, honestly. It makes me angry. Ooh, trash 1. I don't even know what I want to trash here. I love the Linlin in this matchup. I love this for Rebecca. I think the only thing I don't love is Edison. I just don't have much attachment to him. Sorry, buddy. Well, now we know we just had to top of life. Lilith. Call it a day. I was going to go Shaka, but we really don't need the blocker right now. I guess we could have just played the Lilith because they're going to want to swing our bodies, and if they don't, that's just sucks for them. I would really like to see... Dude, my mustache just keeps wiping my nose, and I keep wiping my nose. Back to the game. 50 million cards in hand. That sucks, but it's Lucci. They play a ton of bricks. That is one nice... Oh my gosh, dude. I'm going to go shave my mustache for this video. If we reach 100 likes, I'll shave my mustache right now. Like, at this exact time. As soon as you see it. I'll post a video and everything for you guys. Well, while we wait, we do know he has the Lucci in hand. He can probably kill 2 bodies, but the cool thing about the Lucci is we can get rid of it super easy. Or they can who's who. Honestly, I probably would have who's Bonnie. But who's to say who? Maybe we didn't even want to gain a life because now Atlas can die. But I think we just counter because we're going to draw 1. And so we'll have the Nami effect as active. Nah, we're greedy. We'll grab this instead. Because we can play the Linlin, which will be very good here. Linlin and then discard Atlas. They'll have to choose to take a life or do whatever they want here. Probably trash 2 cards from hand at this point with all this life. But if not, hey, that's fine too. No hate on you. We have a ton of counter in hand, which is always good. We could play out the Nami, discard the Egghead, because I don't think we need the Egghead. I think I grabbed it out of nowhere, and I was like, do I need it at this point in the game? But we also know they have an 8-drop coming very, very soon. So they choose to discard the 2 cards, exactly as we expected. I don't hate the Nami play, but Shaka's the safe play. You know, because, like, though Nami's better just because if they play a Sabo, I think I want to deploy this. Yeah, let's do it. Discard, KO, draw 1, and we get another Shaka. Boom, bop. Exactly what we needed. We're developing bodies on bodies. The only issue is 8 Dawn split here. Hey, they just knew it was over. They knew it was over. We had everything we needed. They had the Lucci in hand still, which we knew of. They ended up having 2 Luccis and a Gecko. You can kind of expect a Gecko or a King, you know, Jack. I mean, those 2. We knew those 2, so we knew 4 bricks probably. 4 counter cards. We were a little off, but he would have had to have 2K'd and then 1K'd with the Helmeppo. Kind of set up his trash. 8-drop. What do they have for 8-drop? They did not get to set it up, really. They never found a Rebecca, and I think we were just too aggressive, so I'm happy with that. Rayquaza Engrave, I'm life. We were kind of Lucci. Light work. Alright, we are going to take on all the meta threats, it looks like. We're going against Doflamingo. We just went against Lucci. This hand, I don't love it though. We're gonna mulligan. I'm gonna be spicy with it today, and that's exactly what I needed to do because that is amazing. This hand is so much better. We're gonna deploy a Shaka. Call it a day. We have this for next turn. We know that, especially going to 3 Dawn, so we put them on the 2 Dawn curve. A lot of Doflamingos like that, a lot don't. Goku, then probably Perona. The usual setup. No cards really lost, but that's okay with me. We can definitely play around this. We're made to destroy Doflamingo. I'm going to tell you that now. We are made to dominate this matchup. So they grab the Law. Very annoying card. So we know our 4-drops are just mitigated from the Law. So we're not going to worry about playing 4-drops. They'll get the Sengoku back. They'll get the Perona back, whichever one they want. That's fine with me. I don't care if they have the hand advantage because we're going to be able to get that down very quickly. We're going to start with 6 at life and then probably play a... Depends on what we draw, really. Because I don't want to play a Nami this early. That wouldn't make sense. It just stops their Sengoku. They get the Perona back. Oh, well. Edison's not great either because it gives them a reason to play the Law in the Gecko Moria. So I'd really just like to draw something. Can we just draw something? That's not something I meant. I don't even want to gain life at this point. I guess we could put the Edison on the top of our life and not get another body, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. We'll swing 6 at life. Simple, easy, straight to the face. Probably takes, more than likely. I mean, if he knows the matchup, he counters early, but it looks like no, he doesn't know the matchup. And then, so I think he's going to swing 5 at life. We'll probably have to counter out then if we put the Edison. Obviously, if they put the Please Save Me, we'd just be cooked. 2 top of life, Edison. I think that's what we do. And we'll stand Shaka back up. If they swing 5 to life, we can just Shaka block, and then they're going to Jinbei into the Law. That's going to be the most helpful because that'll stop the Law from coming down now. Because I'm going to turn 2K to our hand, especially after we get the effect. Honestly, maybe just let it go. Oh, we don't have to. That's a little greedy. Teach, not very fun. I don't enjoy that. Maybe the top 5 they saw was not good. They're going to swing 8 to face. And we're going to have to take 8 to face. This part cooks us, because this actually helps. They can do exactly what they wanted. They're going to lower their hand size. They're going to get the Edison out, and then they're going to return the Edison to our hand. The thing is, we can spam bodies like crazy. And we're going to get so much filter from this, because this is going to go back to hand. Oh, hey there. That's what you wanted to do? Return both bodies to your hand? Sure. And then we get to trash 2. I don't think we need the... We can drop a Nami, I think, but I don't know about a Linlin. Linlin would be good on a 7 Dawn turn. I don't think we need 2 Rayquazars, but I definitely know we need a Nami. Let's be greedy. I think that's a little greedy there. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but definitely see where our hand is a lot better than theirs. We do have removal for the Teach, which is obviously going to come up next turn, but I don't want to get rid of Rayquazar, so it's really dependent on what we see here, I guess. I don't want to see them keep using the Teach over and over again, and that just tells us what we're playing. So we're going to play this out for 5, but that would suck. Because if we play it out for 1, we can't, up. So, fine. I don't think we have to put 1 up here. Let's just swing the bodies first. Let the bodies hit the floor, see what he does. He's going to definitely counter out, I believe, but I'd much rather get rid of the Teach because next turn he can drop and then have 8k back into our face, which we don't like. Yeah, we definitely get rid of the Teach here. I think there's no doubt about that. It's just which do we pitch? We're not swinging life. I honestly think we just Nami. Here's what I've learned. You use the leader effect just in case. We'll discard the Nami and we'll kill the Teach, draw a card, because we never knew what we were going to draw. So now we draw this, and we pass turn, and we stand Shaka active. So he can only swing the Edison. We can't counter out, but that's always helpful. We now have an unblockable on the board, which is always going to be good, especially with them playing Boa Hancock. More than likely, you'll see a Boa if they have one. It's just the best card at this time. Apparently, he doesn't have one, but he did grab a Jinbei. If you don't know what Jinbei does, it just says play at cost 4, lower 7 Warlords type. Not my best favorite thing, not the most exciting, but hey, we just got to roll with it. We'll get to Linlin. Oh, we'll get to do a lot next turn. I'm really excited. Linlin, discard whatever we draw, put Rayquazar on the top of our life, and then what we'll do is depends if we need the Nami or not. That's honestly what matters. I think they'll let the Shaka here. We could let the Shaka go because the Rayquazar, and still keep one of the bodies, get a free block here. I think that's the best bet. Force them into the Shaka, because yeah, if you kill it, but we'll Rayquazar and get it back. Or if we need the Nami, it gives us both choices. So if there's something we want to kill, Nami. If there's something we can't kill, you got Shaka. Easy peasy. Bounce back Law. Give me Edison. Gimme. Ooh, give me S-Shark. Fair enough. Do you understand that play? If you want to swing this, I will let it go. He does not want to give me Shaka. He's a good player. I'm upset. Alright, that works. They know the Rayquazar is coming and not want to do it because of that. But now we can pull out the Nami and kill whatever he gets. So that's going to be nice. We are going to... I think we need this. We can definitely use Pythagoras, though, which is super good. So we are going to swing 5 to life. Swing first. Ask questions later. Because if he takes, now he's going to be less likely to do this and more likely to do this and discard cards. That sounds good to me. We're going to go 6. This will still be active because it's 3 or less life. So that's going to be really good to get the Shaka back. Shaka is just always a good card. Play, discard, make your choice. Lose a life or discard 2 cards. If they discard 2 cards, they go down to 3 in hand, draw 1, 4. I'm really good against the Lucci, so yeah, Doflamingo. And then we're going to add a card to the top of our life, which is going to be, please save me. And then get Shaka back. I'm telling you, you see the work that Egghead is doing, dude. This is why you played at 3, because you sometimes run into it too much, but we have Nami to filter that out, Edison to filter that out, filter that out. There's so many just lines you can see and just play. I would love to see another Nami soon to get rid of this guy. I mean, girl, she bad, don't get me wrong, but I want to see it on there. Not my thing. I'd rather her just be gone. He can definitely leader effect. He just stacked the top, but I don't know if he will. He could just play a 4-drop here as well. He's got options, to say the least. But if he plays the 4-drop, we just counter out. Let it go. Now, what do you swing with first? That's the question. We don't want to block, because blocking would suck. We can discard this and then draw a card, so we get a little filter. So he definitely is going to leader effect here. If he swings this first, we'll kill the boa. I'll take that. That's a good trade for us. He will get the swing of our life twice, and we'll take both. Probably getting us bodies on board. So use trigger, play out Nami, discard, kill boa, and we draw a 2K. Light work. All right, 7 life, play out another body. Rested, though. Jinbei rested, which will play Weevil. Just play the Weevil. He might play Gecko, actually. Gecko would be strong here. Get either a 2K counter for my swings into their board, or get Boa back. But always good. Or Law. Return the Sengoku to your hand and get another search off. Hey, that is a meta threat. What else did he just return? Did he return Jinbei? This guy's cooking here. Your leader's Vegapunk. Play this card? Sure. I'll play it. For free? I'll take that every day. So, we know we're putting Rayquaza back in the top of life, so we have some heavy swings here. Because we only need 1 Dawn. So, 7? Give me that. You don't want to counter. You don't want to do that. I can guarantee your whole hand, and then also kill all your bodies. So you best watch out, buddy. 7? This is the beauty of the game. Because now we can put 3 on Shaka, 4 on Nami. Boom, bang, bop, pow. Get it? Pow. Mr. Pow. Alright. And then 9 to life. Guaranteed to take it here. So we get him down to 1 already. And he can't really swing our life. So add to top of life. Please save me. Rayquaza. And then we'll stand Shaka's active. The game is ours. 10-drop Kaido? Nothing. Rush Usopp? You might be doing something there. So Jinbei and a Weevil, he'll probably try to just find. He'll send Goku, and he needs to get a Boa on the board. If he does not get a Boa, we just win the game. It's simple, easy, to the point. If he swings our life, we just Nami and kill the Boa, especially if he misplays it. Perfume Femur. That's interesting, actually. I don't hate it. Because now he can just start swinging our life, try to get through the blocker, but we know it's there. It's a horrible draw. We don't have to fear anything. Because we know, swing 1 into life, sure. Well, he can't even swing this one. He can swing this into life. What you want to swing into, buddy? That's fine. You got it, boss. Now he's going to leader effect, swing into one of these guys, more than likely, because he can't swing into our life. And then we'll just counter out. We don't need to kill anything here, which is very nice. It really depends on what he plays, though. Jinbei. Jinbei into Boa. You need to see a Boa here, brother. Well, that sucks. We know 1's no counter. We know he just got rid of 2 Evils out of his hand. We only need, 2 of these to hit, and we will still have 2 life. I honestly think we can just go for games. Because if we go 7, 3, and then... Oh, yeah. That's guaranteed game, I'm pretty sure. Because 7 will get 2 cards, right? He'll be down to 3 cards. So we need to go 5 and 5. Yeah, we know 1's no counter. So it's just guaranteed game now. Because we know we can go... Technically, we can go 3. Because we know 1's a Perfume Femur. We didn't see him filter it out, right? Yeah, no. So we know 1's a Perfume Femur. So we just go 9 into life. It's guaranteed. And then the rest in life. As long as he didn't hit a dang Gravity Blade, we're chilling. GG's, Doflamingo. GG's. And he had the 10-drop. He could have done the 10-drop. I called it. I said he could have done the 10-drop. I'm just saying. The brain is there. We're going to do one more matchup. We're going to try to find a... Who else is in the meta right now? Find a Black Yellow Luffy and see what we can do. We did not find Black Yellow Luffy. We have so much good removal, though. We're going to keep that. I love the Lin. This card's amazing in this matchup. I love the Luffy. Getting rid of the Kaya. Beautiful. I think everything we do here Beautiful. At top of life or deploy a card? We're definitely going to deploy a card. We are going against Nami. Do we want to play the Luffy? Because then if he snake dances, he'll still get the Kaya back. But we can just get rid of the Kaya. I don't think he'll snake dance this early. If he does, womp. Oh well. We'll really just have to see what he does. Hey there, buddy. We have a cat joining us. This is Tizzy. Big Mom is his mother. That's why we named her Big Mom, after this lady. So, hey, buddy. Making YouTube videos. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. Ooh, he's got the blocker. So, we do get this, so they can't just run into our board. The nice thing, though, is that we can just get rid of everything. So, we'll play this just to have less cards in hand so we can filter through, because we don't need the S-Snakes. We'll deploy a card here, which will be the Nami. We'll discard this to kill the blocker early. And then we'll swing... What? We just use leader effect, right? Yeah, so we'll just swing 7 into life, which is a beautiful number against them. They don't have any Dawn active to get rid of anything. And then we also get rid of the Kaya, unless that was a snake dance trigger. Unless it wasn't. Get rid of Kaya, no worries. I know we don't get characters on board, or we get less characters on board. Can't touch the microphone. They're trying to listen. Maybe they just turn me on mute because I talk too much. But I think getting rid of Kaya is very good, especially when we have another Luffy in hand. Super simple, to the point. Now I think we don't swing, because we can play 2 bodies here. So we'll definitely play out Luffy, and then I almost think the unblockable is going to be nasty later. I don't think it's great right now. We'll play an S-Snake. They don't have anything to really swing anyways. And then we'll just pass turn. I know that sounds crazy, but a 5k, they're just going to filter through their deck more. It's not going to do much. It's going to get rid of 1 card in their hand, and then we're going to Lin next turn. So that's going to get rid of more cards in hand or make them trash a life. That's going to be good. Let me just tell you, that's going to be good. And we're going to just get Bonnie. And then draw 2, trash 1. Get rid of this Rayquaza because it don't do nothing now. Ooh, they're going to block the Luffy attack if they're good at the game. So we're going to swing with Luffy first. I think we start with... Start with the Bonnie, put 1 on it, see what they choose with Lin, because I don't think they want to discard 2 cards. If they do, that's good. So we will leader effect, deploy a card, deploy Bonnie, put 1 Dawn on her. Play out this, discard this, and now they have to choose. Because if they trash a life, we draw 2, trash 1. Doesn't really affect the game too much, but more cards in hand is always going to be good. Let's see. This is a tough choice. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie here. We're going to take 1 swing to life just to see what they do. I don't know. Honestly, draw 2, trash 1. We get another Big Mom. So we're just going to trash the Lilith. I don't think we need the Lilith in this matchup. We'll go 6 to face. They could White Snake, which would kind of suck, but we'll see. Might have wanted to do the Nami first, but more than likely he'll give us the Margaret, which will be very nice. Go ahead and get the blocker out of the way because he knows we'll remove it with Luffy. If he does, we'll just pass turn and put this back as active. So many bodies on board, so many swings. They're going to go to, what, 9 Dawn? Chillin'. I see them doing 1, draw 3, and then anything else they want to play, that's fine. Snake Dance is fine. Fine. Worst play ever. And they had 2 peel-offs. You quit the game, and you don't even know you have 2 peel-offs. Some people are crazy about this stuff, man. They could have Desert Spada, they could have White Snake, they could have done so much. Maybe they meant the White Snake, and that's why they did it, because the White Snake would have saved them from one of the attacks. Then we would have just Luffy effect, get rid of Margaret, swing S-Snake, and then that would have been 6 more. Get a card out of hand. I don't know. Nami, light work. I'm telling you, this game is easy. Guys, that was our Vegapunk gameplay. I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be a fun one to edit. I'm telling you, I love the Vegapunk deck. It's literally one of the first decks I played. It was this, Bonnie, and then there was something right before that. A few starter decks that I played with my friend and started to learn the game in like 05. Ripped the case in half of OP05, no manga. Anyways, that's a different story. That one just hurt. So thank you guys so much. I think you got to see how clutch the Egghead stage was. I'm telling you, that card is very good. I think 3 Linlin's perfect. I think 4 is a little too much. 1 of the draw, look at top 5. I think this is just the perfect mathematical way to play the deck. Again, light on 2Ks, but you don't really need them, as you saw. You get so much advantage just from drawing cards with your, filtering cards with Nami, drawing cards with Bonnie, and just having so many spam bodies on board that you don't need to really counter out too much, and when you do, you usually have it, especially if you play it correctly, you see the lines. I'm telling you, you just got to have a big brain, and you big brain. Thank you guys for watching. This is Mr. Palcells. Like, so like good jazz. Again, if you need any mental help or any issues like that, men, women, it doesn't matter. You deserve help. You are an amazing person. I love you just for watching or just enjoying One Piece and getting this far into the video. So know you're loved no matter what. You're amazing. See you in the next one.